In the previous video, we talked about why we desire to be in relationships. The reason is because we all need to be supported by other people. And a relationship, union between man and woman, is just one of the ways that God designed for that need to be fulfilled. And I wanted you to think about how this is true for yourself. But today I want to talk about how that's true for everyone around you. So it's especially true for your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Realize that your partner is relying on you to support them. They want and they even need you to fulfill that role for them. I hear a lot of people dating say something like this, if their partner is going through a trial, they'll say, well, they just need to rely on God. They just need to go to God for that. Or I wish she would just go to her other friends with that and she'd stop bothering me with that. No, you are their boyfriend or their girlfriend. That is your responsibility to help them. They need you to help them. Now, there's always a healthy balance to find in these things, and I will be talking about, boundaries and balances and all that kind of stuff in a later video. But the fact remains is that your partner needs you. This is why it's so painful when your boyfriend or your girlfriend chooses someone or something before they choose you. It's because when you define your relationship as official, it's not just some cute thing you put on Facebook or Instagram. No, you're committing to each other that, hey, I'm going to be here to support you when you need it. Your role as a boyfriend or a girlfriend is to make your partner feel loved, to make them feel special. Your goal is not about you. Now, in Acts 20, verse 35, it says, remembering the words the Lord Jesus said, it is more blessed to give than to receive. Now, this principle of it's better to give than to receive rings true in relationships. Relationships are more fulfilling when you're focused on making the other person feel as loved as possible. See, when you're focused on, well, what can I gain from this? And what am I receiving from this relationship? Then you're going to be disappointed every single time. And that's because you start to expect too much from the other person. See, you're not dating Jesus, all right? No one is. And so we shouldn't put that expectation on them. Your mindset should be to support them, not to be supported. And if you're not ready for that to be your mindset, then honestly, I'm not sure if you're ready to be in a relationship. Now, this is something that my brother explained to me, and I'm really grateful for that because it's really helped me. But in a relationship, each person should be giving 100% to the other person. So each person's trying to give 100%. They're trying to give with all their effort. Now, there will be times where one person's effort or percentage drops a bit. Maybe their giving to you drops to about 50%, or maybe it drops to about 70%. But even if that happens, you need to still give as best as you can because you're focused on giving. You're not focused on what you're receiving. And realize someone's ability to give can change based on where they're at in life. For example, when my wife and I were dating, we were in college. And it was senior year of college, and she was going through nursing school. And if any of you understand, I don't really understand, but nursing school is extremely, extremely difficult. And while she was going through that senior year of nursing school, her giving to me, it dropped a bit. But see, that doesn't mean that she didn't love me, that she didn't care about me. It doesn't mean that she was a bad girlfriend. It just meant that she was going through a difficult time. Now, what would it make me if I were to be mad at her for this? If I were to look at her and say, you're not giving to me as much as you used to. I'm giving 100% and you're clearly not. I really would have hurt our relationship if that would have been my reaction, was to be annoyed or even to be hurt by what was going on. But see, since I was trying to be as supportive and giving as possible to her, what I saw was, man, she's going through a hard time and she could really use my help. And honestly, it was through this situation of me giving to her that I really fell in love with her and I knew I wanted to marry her. I was just focused on supporting her as much as possible, even though she wasn't necessarily giving to me as much as I was giving to her. Because you have to remember where people are at. I think had my mindset been on myself, honestly, it probably would have led to us taking a break or us even breaking up. Our mindsets on our relationship really keeps it on track. And I think many breakups happen because people lose sight of that. They get off track. And one person just starts to become focused on themselves. And when you do that, you're ultimately going to be disappointed. Now again, there needs to be a balance with this. Let's say you feel like your partner hasn't been meeting your needs as your boyfriend or girlfriend. And you go and talk to them about it. Say, hey, babe, I don't feel, I feel like you're not giving to me as much, or maybe I need to be, loved in these certain ways. And you talk about it, okay? And let's say after a while you don't really see a change and they're not giving to you even after you talk about it, then I think it's fine, to bring taking a break or having a breakup come into the discussion. And that's okay. There are times where, honestly, a breakup is probably for the better. When you're dating someone, you have to think, is this person able to support me the way that I need to be supported? And if you feel like that answer is no, then yeah, that's fine if the relationship doesn't work out. And you'll discover that just as your dating relationship goes on. But you shouldn't be thinking about that constantly. What you should be thinking about constantly is giving to your girlfriend. Because Jesus says that it's better to give than to receive. Now, have you ever heard someone say, no, I'm not looking to be in a relationship right now because I'm just focusing on myself? Honestly, I think that's great, because that person understands that when you start dating, that it's not about you anymore, okay? Your world doesn't just revolve around yourself, but you have to consider this other person. It becomes a priority of yours to support and love this other person. And honestly, that can be hard to do if you're trying to grow in your relationship with God, or if you're trying to get through school. So it's totally fine to say, I'm not ready for a relationship right now. Because if anything, when you say that, it shows that you understand that a relationship is about the other person. It's not about you. Again, yes, you need to know your worth, and you need to understand what needs you have that need to be met. And you deserve to find someone who is going to meet those needs. But again, I believe that needs to be your partner's focus. That shouldn't be your focus. Your focus is to give. Jesus' teaching of it's better to give than it is to receive was really the foundation of my relationship. And honestly, it still is in the marriage. Do you think, that it's better to give than to receive is a strong foundation for you to build off of in your relationship? And are you ready to have that be your goal in your relationship? Thank you so much for watching this episode. The next episode is going to be all about holding each other accountable. Okay, so how should couples hold each other accountable? Kind of what should you be looking for spiritually in a dating relationship? And even what should your relationship with God look like as you are a couple together? So those are kind of the questions that we're going to be looking at in the next video. So stay tuned for that. Thank you very much.